it is widely said there is never a dull moment in Pakistan's politics, and today is no exception. President Arif Alvi has proposed a date for general election, November the 6th. He has fulfilled his constitutional obligation by proposing this date, but the current political climate is so volatile in Pakistan that the opposition has come from all sides. There are two issues here, and they are all connected. First, the census. This year, the Pakistan Bureau of Statistics conducted the first ever digital census in the country. In fact, it was a first for South Asia. The census was published on the 7th of August. 2 days later, the National Assembly was dissolved. On paper, these two decisions are not related, but the conditions that come with these decisions are contradicting. The President has proposed November 6th as the election date. However, the new census has prompted the process of delimitation, which is expected to be finalized by November 30th. Now, this is the second issue, delimitation. The process basically means redrawing boundaries of constituencies. The idea is to allot seats for representatives based on the population, and delimitation is crucial for elections. Amid so much uncertainty, how are these parties looking? Let's start with the PMLN, the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. The party is currently preparing for a grand homecoming. After 4 years in exile, Supremo Nawaz Sharif is finally set to return to Pakistan next month. He is expected to lead the party's election campaign, and the party is banking on this. But the senior Sharif also faces a big challenge: how to get rid of the tag of absconder. There have been multiple calls for Sharif to face political and legal realities in the country, something he has refused to do. But now, when the political climate seems to be in his favor, Nawaz Sharif has decided to return. The second party is the PPP, the Pakistan People's Party. It is headed by Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. He was a foreign minister under the Shehbaz Sharif coalition government, and this is exactly why the next election is going to be crucial for Bilawal Bhutto. He wants to emerge out of the shadow of this coalition, which has talked more about the PMLN and less about the PPP. Lastly, the much talked about PTI, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party. In English, Tehreek-e-Insaf means movement of justice. And ironically enough, the founder and chief, Imran Khan, is behind bars. This has pushed the party into a doubtful future. Despite being pushed out of politics, Imran Khan remains popular across Pakistan. So where we stand, there are too many uncertainties as of now. The election date is not set. Differences are growing between the President and the Election Commission. And politics is as usual volatile. Given Pakistan's history, one also has to keep an eye on the supreme arbiter. Some call it the establishment. The people call it the Pakistani army. And for more details and analysis, we are now being joined by our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik from Islamabad. Anas, will elections happen? If so, when? I think that's a big question in Pakistan at the moment.
Well, the President yesterday wrote a letter to the Chief Election Commissioner saying that by his calculations, the elections should not go beyond the 6th of November. And at the same time, the President has also asked the Chief Election Commissioner to seek the guidance of the Supreme Court, because the Election Commission remains adamant, along with the Law Ministry, that the proposal of the date for an election remains a prerogative of the Election Commission itself. So that is the reason the President has directed, or rather has asked, the Election Commission to seek the guidance of the Superior Judiciary. Now, with that, we're looking at elections in Pakistan sometime in the early quarter of 2024, either the last week of January or between the first 2 weeks of February. That is what it is estimated to be around, because the delimitations would be, the new delimitations would be notified somewhere in the first week of December. And then since then, the countdown of 60 days, the Election Commission by law would be liable to hold elections within 60 days from the notification of the delimitation. So we're looking at elections sometime to be held in the last week of January 2024 or the first 2 weeks of February 2024. But as you've rightly said, there's never a dull day in Pakistani politics. There have been demands, echoing demands by the Pakistan People's Party. They've been pressing the government to hold elections in 90 days' time and not go beyond that, though there is some good cop, bad cop syndrome that the Pakistan People's Party is doing. Bilawal Bhutto and the Chief Executive, the Central Executive Committee of the Pakistan People's Party have been pressing for an election in 90 days, whereas the former president and also the co-chair of the Pakistan People's Party, Asif Ali Zardari, says that election should happen on time and delimitation should take its course. So there seems to be that grey area and that those dark clouds over the fate of elections, whether they happen November, December, January or February. That's a question, that's $1 million question, the answer to which will be known in some days from now. Priyanka.
Right. Anas, very quickly now, if an outsider is looking in amid all this political turmoil, economic crisis ongoing in Pakistan, I think another important question is who will be the next Prime Minister?
That again is $1 million question. We're looking at the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, the PMLN, getting back to the roots, getting back to the people, saying that they are there for campaign. The party's supremo, former 3-time Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, has announced his return as well. And then the Pakistan People's Party, they're again trying to renew their hold in Punjab. And just as I talk to you, there's a Central Executive Committee meeting of the Pakistan People's Party that's ongoing. One thing that is for sure, while there have been echoing demands of a level playing field, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or the PTI led by Imran Khan will be part of the electoral process, because that has been that level playing field which has been spoken about. But whether Imran Khan gets to contest the election or not, that will be a decisive factor in who gets to rule in the coming term as and when the elections are held. Priyanka.
Right, Anas, thank you so much for all those inputs and joining us at this hour. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.